It is a scathing letter accusing the York Region School Board of failing to deal with allegations of racism, and it was written by a senior staff member. The York School Board is facing increasing public pressure after a principal made comments about Islam and refugees on her Facebook page. In his 4-page letter, head of equity Cecil Roach said the principal's actions appeared to show the board was complicit with Islamophobia. He writes, "My counsel has not been sought, my opinion has not been solicited, and I have had no input into decision regarding what is clearly an equity issue." He also points to several other issues. With members of the LGBTQ community and anti-black racism, Roach finished his letter by compelling the director of the board to do better, writing, "It is clear that black and racialized Muslim students, parents, and some staff are concerned about these issues." Now, Shannon Martin has been tracking this story for the past couple of months. And Shannon, you spoke to parents initially about the Facebook post, and you also talked to Cecil Roach today about this letter.
Yes, and the Roach I met today had a very different tone than what we saw in that letter. In the letter, he held nothing back, but since then, he's met with the board's Director of Education, J. Philip Parapoli. He tells us what that meeting was like.
Well, the response was that, he's heard, my message, or he's heard my clear message, and that we're going to be looking to work together to continue to make the York Region District School Board the kind of board that we can all be proud of. A place where inclusion is important. I mean, we talk a lot about diversity as our strength and equity is our commitment.
We interviewed a girl, a grade 8 student at the school where the principal was investigated for what she was posting on Facebook. And she said she was scared to go to school. She's Muslim, and she was scared to go to the principal's office. What is your message for students who feel that way right now in York District?
Well, my message is that there are many staff, including the director, including myself, who are committed to making sure that that's not the feeling of the majority of us, of all of our students, regardless of their faith. We have an incredible Muslim community. We have great relationships with our Muslim communities.
In your letter, you mentioned that you were cited as being part of that investigation, but you weren't, and you are the head of equities. Do you think that that principal situation was handled properly?
Well, you know what? I'm going to let the letter speak for itself, and we have incredible people who work on these kinds of issues. I just want to look forward, okay? I don't want to look back.
What sort of changes do you want to see? What sort of concrete examples can you give to parents and students?
Look, the letter was only yesterday, okay? And I had a wonderful meeting with the director yesterday, and we're going to be talking about these things as a senior team.
So you heard there, he says his focus now is to look forward and hopefully see the board make some changes, but he couldn't give us any examples of that.
I mean, he's a senior member of that board, so it takes some courage to step out like this and
yes.
put your neck on the line. Okay, you're also talking to some parents today, right? And one of them says she's been dealing with an issue of racism at her child's school for over a year now?
Right. Her name is Charlene Grant. Her son is a high school student in York Region, and she's filed a human rights complaint against York School Board. She said after seeing Roach's letter, she finally feels that she is not alone.
When I saw the report about the incident with the principal regarding the Muslim situation, I thought, oh my gosh, there's another community that's suffering. And the complaints or the issues that I saw them outline was the exact same ones. The shrugged shoulder, them protecting each other, the silence, just that whole, I don't know, it's like this code. My son's experience are from the teachers. Kids came to him and said, we believe they're being racist. I am a mother, and I'm fighting for basic human rights for my child. No kid should have to go to school constantly looking over his shoulder.
Today, seeing the letter and knowing that this is out there a bit more publicly, what are you hopeful for?
I'm hoping that others will come forward. I'm pleading to anyone else who is going through anything to come forward. I'm hoping that the Minister of Education, who have heard us, I believe they have heard us and heard us, will come forward and see that this is a bigger problem.
As you heard there, Grant met with Ontario's Education Minister last week, and today the minister released a statement in reaction to all of this. Mitzi Hunter says it's very concerning. Dwight, she says more needs to be done to restore public confidence, and she says she'll actually have more to say in the coming days, so you know her office is looking very closely at York Region right now.
And we've been following your reporting on this, and it seems they're very slow to actually step out and confront and deal with these issues. now that they're in light in the media, maybe they'll get some action.
Perhaps.
All right. Thank you, Shannon.
Thanks.